Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. And welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen. Now, today I'm going to be making a recipe that I hope you've all seen before, and it's one of Steve's favourites, and it is the sticky ginger cake. But today I'm going to be adding something else in. Steve and I were having a conversation yesterday, and he said, do you know, I don't even know how. Oh, I know. You haven't made me a ginger cake in ages. I went, no, I know. Well, maybe I'll make you one tomorrow. And he said, last time you made it, I'm sure you put apples in it. No, I didn't. Last time I made something with apples in, it was my apple and cinnamon loaf. And then a couple of hours later, he said, do you know what? I think pineapples and ginger would work really well. And actually, I think they will. So today we're making a sticky pineapple and ginger cake. So let's go through the ingredients. In my bowl, I have 200 grams of self-raising flour, 200 grams of sugar, 1 teaspoon, don't put any more than that, of bicarbonate of soda, and as much ginger as you like. A minimum, I would say, of 2 teaspoons. If you're like Steve and you like the fiery heat of ginger, then put more in. And there are actually, don't tell anybody, 3 tablespoons of ginger in there. So let's get you moved and let's show you what we do. So there's the bowl with all the ingredients I've just mentioned, and we are just going to stir everything in together so that we haven't got pockets of sugar, pocket of bicarbonate of soda and a pocket of ginger. We want that ginger to be throughout the cake. Okay, so that's all mixed together nicely. Now here I've got 2 ounces of butter or margarine, use what you want. So what I have to do now, this cake is so easy, is just mix the flour into the butter, or actually it's the other way around, isn't it, because I'm mixing the butter into the flour, and just get it just mixed through. And it's so hot today, use softened butter or softened margarine, but it will melt really quickly. Right, let's see. Right, can you see that's all the way through? And I always rub in, as I've said in the past, with my fingers and thumbs to stop it getting too claggy, because your hands are warm, this is going to get warm. So lift, just rub and drop. Right, and then the next ingredient I think will surprise you. Those of you who haven't seen this recipe before, of course, just rinsing off my hands. And the next ingredient is 240 ml of warm water. And you can use that water straight from your tap. Right, and to make things easier for me, because I now need 1 beaten egg, so we're going to beat that egg straight into the water. And you could see the water was warm because of the way the egg white went in that warm water. Right, that's all mixed in. Now you're going to need 3 tablespoons of golden syrup. And again, I'm going to put it into here because it just makes sense. And a little tip to make sure you get all your sticky liquid off of your tablespoon is to oil it, which I didn't do today, did I? Oil it or run it under the hot tap so that it's really, really warm. And there's our third, and there's a little bit more in there because, you know, it's a sticky ginger cake after all, isn't it? Right, And just mix this up again. And then we're just going to pour it into the bowl. And we'll just tell you what, we're just going to pour it all in, just like that. Make sure you get everything out. And then just stir it all together. And the main reason I use a glass bowl is so that I can see that I have got everything in there. I have got no pockets of dry flour throughout this mix. And what I can do, it's a batter, so it's loose. It's not like a Victoria sandwich where it's a lot firmer. So I can lift it up as I just did and just check, have I left anything behind? And I haven't. Now, I've also added, I'm going to add some stem ginger, and I'll add a little bit of the stem ginger syrup too. And I don't know if you can see, let me lift it. Can you see the little bubbles that are on the surface there? That is the bicarbonate of soda acting with the hot water. So I'm just going in, this is just 2 pieces of stem ginger that I have finely sliced. They're going in. And then I've got probably about, because this was pineapple chunks, 2 rings of pineapple that I have chopped roughly, and that's going in. And I did drain it, hence it's sitting on there. I did drain it first to try not to put too much more wetness into this batter. So we're going to mix it all round. You will preheat your oven to 180°, and it's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes to cook. Right, that's on. Right, there is our delicious, she says, hopefully, ginger pineapple batter. And we're going to put it into I think this is about a 7-inch tin. Let's get all that batter out, all of the pineapple, all of the ginger. Get one of my scrapers. And did you see there was no flour left that wasn't coated? Right. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. I'm not a TV chef. I can't afford to waste half of the ingredients. So there we go. That is it. And then once your oven is hot, you're just going to pop it in there. I'm just going to get a tray to put this on. Right, because it's a silicone tray, I'm putting it on a metal tray because it will make it easier getting it in and out. So that's that. As soon as the oven is hot enough, it will go in. There we go. And in it goes at 180°. And I'm going to get cleared up and we shall be back. Right, we've got about a minute left, and it's because I took off 4 minutes of the baking because it was looking cooked. Okay, so it's had therefore 36 minutes. So between, what did I say, between 35 and 40. So it's doing all right. It looks lovely. It smells delicious. So let's hope it tastes good too. But what we're going to do is we will use a skewer to check that it is cooked all the way through. So any second now. There we go. Right. I have to put both the gauntlets on to take it out. And oh, look at that. Lovely. Right, let's put that down there. Let's see if I can hold this one-handed because it is quite heavy. So there it is. There's my skewer. And remember, we're going in at an angle so that we get more of the cake. Oh, hang on. Is that sticky still? That does look a tad sticky. Right, let's just try in another place because obviously it's got pineapple in it as well. And it could well have been the pineapple. No, look, that's cooked. Can you see? That is cooked. But I was just thinking, oh, maybe it isn't cooked. Be a bit of a disaster, darling. It wouldn't, because I just put it back in. Now, what I said about not putting in too much bicarbonate of soda, what would happen is if you put too much bicarb in, the cake would rise and then it would sink in the middle. So that's why if a recipe says X amount of bicarbonate of soda, don't think you're going to put in 1 and 1 for the pot. And don't do like the lovely Chris Reardon does. And when he's measuring, he makes me die. I knew Chris 25, nearly 30 years ago. Anyway, and he hasn't changed. He's still mad as a box of frogs. But he will get something and he'll go 1 teaspoon and he's shaking it from the pot. So don't do that when it's bicarb. Always measure. So that is our cake, all cooked. We just need it to cool down. We'll turn it out. We'll have a slice. Right then, look at this. That is fabulous. I really wish you could smell it because that smells amazing. So I'm just going to slide it onto a board so that I can cut it. Can't cut it on the tray. There we go. Let's move you down and get cutting. Right, so we're going to cut it into squares. And these first squares aren't the squares it's going to be in, trust me. Although I feel sure a certain person in this house wouldn't object if they were. I used to make this cake when Steve was a member of a fishing club. And they used to eat it with a glass of... Oh, gosh. Well, Steve will be through in a minute. He'll tell you. And not a glass, just a shot of, by the way. But it used to go down really well. And the wives said, oh, you're the lady who makes the ginger cake, aren't you? Yeah. Oh, could I have the recipe, please? I should have charged them, shouldn't I? I mean, you can see how sticky this is. Look at my knife. Right, let's hold a piece up. I'm just going for a random piece. Look. Right. I think it's time to get his nibs in here, isn't it? Right, he's here. He's going to choose his own piece. Corner piece. Probably got no ginger or pineapple in. Oh, it's got pineapple. I'm definitely getting you one of those bibs.
All right.
Oh, the pineapple wasn't a good idea.
It's lovely. So, and it's everything I want in a ginger cake.
Yeah.
It's ginger.
Yeah. What was
Lovely.
what was the drink you used to have with it at the club?
Oh, the almonds.
Amaretto. That's what it was. Amaretto.
Yeah.
That's what they used to have with it.
Yeah. Not me, because I'm a good boy.
Oh, wow. He picked the wrong piece, didn't he?
No, well, it's everything I expected it to be honest, because this is...
Move over.
This is it's a great ginger cake.
It's got the burn in it.
Yeah. And that's
So-
what I like.
Pineapple and ginger. No, I get it right. Pineapple sticky ginger cake works. Agreed?
Well, of course, my idea.
Oh, I did say, don't worry. Right. Thank you for
There you
watching.
go.
Thank you for watching this edition of In the Kitchen with Pen. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Any comments, write them down below. And if you've got a spare hype going this week, that would be lovely. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.